Hello everyone, welcome to the Jargus Ranger Review. This time we'll be looking at the 11th episode of Dino Supercharge, Love at First Fight. And I gotta say, this is a pretty fun episode. I mean, it starts out right away with Sledge's ship, still run by Heckle, and Poisandra is messing around with magic makeup, and Heckle sees it and he has a plan. And by that I mean, a Vivix gets turned into a monster, or just dressed up in drag, and it can talk now, called Beautiful. And Heckle wants to use it to find an Energem. Yes, Poisandra is actually part of the show again. Pretty much she had like one appearance at the beginning of the season, and that was it. I guess she has nowhere to go with Sledge gone, and she's still on Earth and all. Anyway, what's happening with the Rangers that Chase is with Kaylee. You know, his girlfriend who wanted to be an astronaut many episodes back. Well, they're still together, thankfully. But then he has to go away for a Ranger battle. And he has to make up an excuse because, you know, he has a friend with a pet goldfish, Bubbles, who has a bad fin, swims in circles. Yeah, he's just struggling to pull that out of his ass, you can tell. So when half the Rangers are fighting him, well, not him, but her, they get incapacitated, it limits their powers. And they're starting to fight even Vivix, while the other Rangers go off to battle. But alas, they're trying to seduce one of the Rangers, which it don't work, because, you know, to humans, she looks like an ugly-ass monster. So 3 of the Rangers, Ivan, Riley, and I think Coda, they end up, you know, combining their powers and destroying their little Vivix. And they get back to normal pretty much. So, Poisandra comes up with a plan to use her makeup to swatch bodies between just some random normal girl and Beautiful. And man, Beautiful does not sound like a regular girl at all. It sounds just awful. And it's meant to sound that way. Because when they switch bodies, they switch voices too. And the first thing she immediately does is she grabs onto Tyler and swaps his back with some makeup to make him fall in love with her instantly. He's even in love with the way she slurps. Yeah, she's not ladylike at all. So she keeps trying to get his Energem from him. But the other Rangers notice when they walk off that his makeup's there. So with some suspicions, they detect some alien bioscience in a dumpster, which is where they toss the Vivix body, with normal girl's mind, of course. So in their little strategy meeting, they determine that the best way to fix things is to switch their bodies by someone seducing Beautiful enough to want her old body back. And they all decide on our classic ladies' man, Chase. And to hide this girl's new form while taking her around in public to the cafe, they put her on the ghost sheet from the Halloween episode last year. Oh yeah, that's what they did. And Chase is reluctant because he's actually in a serious relationship for once, and doesn't want to jeopardize that. But Prince Philip is there, probably because they're trying to help the Silver Ranger. And he says, the sooner you get this done, the sooner you can go back to Kaylee. So he interrupts Tyler's picnic, throws him into the bushes where the Rangers are there to restrain him. And he just starts hitting on Beautiful in the most just stupid way. No one would really fall for that on their first meeting. And even she's surprised that he's in love with him, she didn't even paint him. So finally they're in the middle of the woods. And this time Kaylee sees them together. And Chase is like, you know, you're usually not my type. The girl I like is... And he just takes a picture of the Beautiful's face, her real one. You know, just like one of Bob, and like huge red lips. And eyes? Well, who needs eyes? I'd fly to the moon for you, baby. I mean, that's just so cringeworthy. It's hilarious. Anywho, when she runs off to switch bodies, Kaylee sees him and just yells out and says, "How could you?" and storms off behind a tree. But then she runs after him when he goes to join the moss battle. saying she's going to tell him what she thinks of his stupid trophy. Because remember, he kept showing off in her first appearance. So she hides behind a dumpster watching the Rangers battle, and she sees him morph and admit to Beautiful that he only cared about one girl, but now that's real. So his battle has gotten very personal. And they're fighting out, and they see them going out pretty good, with the extra Vivix, of course. However, they're easily defeated because Beautiful is just powered up Vivix. Nothing that the whole team of Rangers is going to have any trouble with. And Heckle, mad that he didn't get his Energem, she fires the Magna Beam, and she tries hugging on to the new Titanosaur, to which it just bounces her off. But that thing is so slow that when two giant spike balls and Vivizords try to attack it, it needs the Tricera formation of the Paramegazord. And really, that's the one that does the finishing blow. I mean, the Titanosaur just does one move that stuns her, and then the Parazord just has its drill arm. Wait a minute, I wrote it down because that's not the right formation. No, it's the Terra Charge Megazord Tricera formation. There we go. I knew I was going to have a hard time remembering that. So it uses the drill and it just impales itself, plowing through all 5 enemies at once, including Beautiful, which she claims that, oh, love hurts. And back on the crash ship, Heckles is mixing up all of Poisandra's makeup and throws at her in a wrench, which just swaps their heads on their bodies. And they're freaking out. She's calling him Master now. So she clearly don't have the same connection to him as Sledge. But she probably has to listen to him because he's the one in charge. And the fact that even Sledge had some fear of him when he didn't have the Energem is telling you something. So she's probably just listening to him because she has no choice, even if she is in the background. Now back at the cafe, Kaylee's confronting Chase and he's getting scared because she's pushing his buttons about all his excuses. But then she whispers, "It's okay, I know you're the Black Ranger now." And to him that's a sigh of relief because he can be open and honest with his girlfriend. Even though before he's saying he can't even tell her why he can't tell her what he's up to. So who knows where that's going to lead to now. But we end off the episode back in the command center, where they get another message from the Silver Ranger saying he needs their help getting back to Earth or they'll be lost on the Silver Energem forever. Which ain't good, and that's how it ends off. So I think very soon we're going to see the Silver Ranger come to Earth and kick some ass. Overall, this was a really good episode. I mean, ending and starting with bits of the Silver Ranger just puts things in more tension for continuity because you never really know how it's going to play out. But really, you never see much of Rangers battling with their secret identities. At least not to the same degree as someone really close to them. And in that regard, it was really great to see, especially when you had Chase just making a fool of the way he kept talking. It was silly, not complicated, but it was fun. I liked it a lot. I think anyone can enjoy this episode. Anyways, Jargus Zero, thanks for watching, and until the next episode, let the power protect you.